it may come as a surprise to some of you who thought I was 15, but I'm actually turning 30. It is a momentous occasion, and for that, I will make a new dress out of this gorgeous pink fabric. I don't know what it is. Pink is just the color for me this year. So I have had these two dresses pinned on my board for the better part of a year or longer, and I thought it'd be cute to mash them up. I love the silhouette on this one with the front tie, but I want a short puffy sleeve like this one. So I only have 2 days to draft, toile, and make the final garment before I go celebrate my birthday in Toronto with some of my girls. So we don't have time to waste. Let's get started. Okay, luckily I pattern draft dresses all the time. I have a few dresses up my sleeve that are unreleased or are released, and I'm going to mash up some of them and some of the draft work to create this dress instead of starting from scratch. So I'll show you what I'm doing for that. This is the top of the Milkmaid pattern. So we've got our bodice pieces. This is the back piece that's doubled for shirring. It's not part of the pattern, but I just doubled the width of the back panel. And then bust cup and the sleeve. I have my pattern pieces from the Lark Frock, which is a pattern that I don't quite have out yet, but it's coming very soon. Added together. I also moved the sleeve over here. I added some width because we're gonna just make the sleeve bigger, you know what I'm saying? This piece is actually from my process work of Milkmaid pattern where I created the shape of the bust cup, but I still have the darts in from my bodice block pattern. So I'm actually going to close these darts and open it up in the center here and then add a little tie, and when you tie it, it gives a gather and gives the shape to the cup. And then you'll also see here that there's quite a gap between the front and side pieces. So I'm going to close that up, move this over so that we can put a skinnier dart here, just like this original one. This is what I came up with. So I close the two darts here, it opens up this one, and then this is the direction that I want the tie to go in. And then I made this so that the dart is skinnier. So if you compare it to the original, you see how much wider it is. And then here you see how I brought it into the hip width and brought it down, so it's a very, very weirdly shaped piece. We'll see how that turns out. Here's the sleeve, and I brought some height to the top, the bottom too, just to give it that really nice puff. And we have our very first draft. We just need to add seam allowance. So I'm going to print this. Okay, I'm gonna get my muslin out and let's test this baby out. Ta-da! So I'm going to sew this. The fit is actually really good. I think I need to straighten this area at the back so that it doesn't like go in and then flare out because it's kind of too fitted here. So I would change that, very minor. And then the front is showing like this is way too much of a cutout, obviously. And it's not really covering very well either. Yeah, I need to add some height to the neckline, at least like 1/2 inch. I even like it like this, like with spaghetti straps or like maybe a little cap sleeve, and it's like a cute dress. But I think that the puff sleeves are gonna add that va-va-voom that we need. So I'm feeling very optimistic. I will now try out the sleeves. Wish me luck. The sleeve, if I shorten it, then it's really gonna give what I'm looking for. And I'm scrapping all of this. It just doesn't fit the dress. It's just gonna be smooth and sleek back there. Put a zipper in. We're good.
I'm back at the computer. I'm going to do my edits and then I'm gonna reprint it and we're gonna cut this out.
So as I was saying, I want to bring up the neckline so that it's just not so low. And then I brought up the front. And then on the side, I also brought that in a bit and I made it more of a scoop. It has a very nice scoop at the back. And the center back I slimmed out. I made the back facing out of it. And then the sleeve I shortened and I brought in a shortening line here so that I can make that bubble sleeve effect where you don't see the elastic at the bottom. So here it is, all ready to go with all its labeling, grain lines and everything. And then I just need to add the seam allowance and it's all ready to print. So in addition to my beautiful fabric, I have a matching thread. It's always so much fun to get a thread that's like a super nice colorful thread. And then I got bias tape so I didn't have to worry about making it. And I got an invisible zipper. And of course, my pattern, which is updated. Perfect. This fabric is pre-washed, of course. I'm just gonna do a quick iron because you know how linen be. Okay, linen is beautiful, but it does tend to be a little shifty, so I'm getting out my cutting mats so that I can use my rotary blade to cut this. I'm really debating if I should put the back on fold and then put the zipper in the side. The back zipper is just uncreative. I think I'm going to do a side zipper and put this on fold. So that means I need to get rid of the center back seam allowance. You all knew that, right? I got a whole bunch of shoes because I don't really get out much. So I just ordered a whole bunch of shoes and then I'm gonna send back the ones that I don't want to wear. Don't judge me. Anyway, I think I already decided on my shoes. They're pink, they're slides, and they're beautiful. Okay, because linen is so floppy and drapey, I need puff on these sleeves. So if you guys saw my bubble frock, I used this fabric. It's kind of like an upholstery grade fabric, but the puff that I got on that skirt was next level. So I'm gonna use this as a lining, like an interlining in between to give it that puff. So this is the last thing to cut out, and then I'm gonna get to sew. Finally, it's almost 11, so I'm making good time here. Okay, everyone, it's done being cut. I'm gonna start with the front, then the top, and then the back, then they're together, and then I'm gonna put the sleeves in. And somewhere in between that, I have to put a side zipper in. So let's get our heads. First things first, we're gonna do the darts in the two front. Okay, time to sew this up. Just ironing these. These ones are gonna go in and these ones are gonna be ironed out so that when they face each other, it's not so bulky. So now I'm gonna do these right sides together. I'm gonna sew around here to this notch on both of these. Okay, turn these out. Now that they're done, I'm going to add some elastic in here so that it doesn't stretch out over time. Linen will tend to do that. Okay, and then pin the other side here at the edge. That's perfect. Time to attach these little cuties to the outer front skirt dress area. Right sides together. I definitely need to ease it in a little bit. Ready to sew. Done. Super cute. Okay, now I'm going to line it. Yeah, there's that, and then there's the inside. They're completely reversible at this point. I'm just doing a facing along the top for the back. Can I be done already? It's gonna be so perfect. Okay, it's time to do the back two panels. Need to be sewn together. Okay, the back is done. Gotta press open and fly. Oh, this needs to be overlocked because it's not lined. Okay, it's time for the facing. I got a nice top stitch here, and I'm going to place the facing right sides together, and then I'm also going to add a piece of twill tape here so that the neckline doesn't stretch out over time. I'm gonna stitch this at 1/2 inch and then understitch it. Okay, shorter version, we line up the right side to right side with the interlining. And then sew this up at 5/8, and then I'm going to sew it down on the wrong side and add elastic in it. So, open this up, and then I'm gonna fold the seam allowance towards the smaller one and then sew it down along here to create that channel and add the elastic in there. Got this handy dandy tool. It's by Clover and it's called a loop pressing bar. Okay, that's the other side. So this is gonna give me a bubble sleeve. The elastic's not gonna show, it's just gonna be kind of like a billowy sleeve. Like if I tucked this in, that's what we're going for. Before I finish the sleeves, I have to put one on this side and have the zipper go into it. So I have to figure that out. I'm gonna sew just the outer side of the sleeve separately to each piece. But first I think I have to overlock these edges. Okay, that's done. Now I need to sew up to where my zipper is gonna stop. So I'll place these right sides together. Seam done, all nicely pressed. Now I'm going to add the outer part of the sleeve to the armhole on both sides. Okay, now one side is on. We've got that in the front, and it's time for the magic to happen. Okay, I pinned in one side, I'm gonna sew it up. Then I'm going to zip it up, mark where it matches up. So the waist notch, the seam, and at the bottom, I'm gonna mark it on the other side so that I get all those points matching on the other side. And then sew that up. Okay guys, check this out. All the way into the sleeve. So now it's time to fix up this sleeve. Sew the sleeve, underarm, side seam, right sides together, enclosing the zipper, and then do it on both sides, and then I have to attach it to the armhole. Okay, so my camera died. I'm using my phone. I don't even know how to explain to you what I just did here. All I know is that I will never repeat that again. It required like sewing a section in the middle and then flipping it around and sewing the inside. This is what we have for the sleeve. This is the inside, finished here, sewn inside there, and then this is the inside of the garment. I sewed this together from the inside. Basically, I flipped it around right sides together, and then when I turn it out, it is all nice and enclosed. Ready for me to do the cap of the sleeve. The fit on this is amazing. Beyond excited. Okay, let's finish this. I just went to Shoppers to get some new lipstick for tomorrow and some eyeliner, and the lipstick is just not the vibe. This other sleeve is gonna be so much better because I don't have to do all of those sewing gymnastics. So sorry, this lipstick is changing me into a different person. Yeah, I'm just gonna sew it up together and sew it to the dress. Okay, it's in. All we have to do is the hem. So I'm just gonna fold it up 1/2 inch twice and then sew it. Okay, it's done. Quick iron. It is the moment of truth. I'm gonna try it on, but I'm not gonna show you until I get ready tomorrow. Bye. Here I am, ready to go to Toronto. This is my travel outfit because when I was trying on the shoes yesterday, bending over made my dress all wrinkly, so I'm definitely not gonna sit in the car. We travel in style, we celebrate in style, okay? My chauffeur, and he got me this amazing little necklace, which has so much meaning, and it made me cry. I'm so nice. Anyway, we're off, bye! Living up life. Say hi, Janet. She made that dress, and it's cute with a capital C. Girlfriend. So we're just hanging out in this yellow oasis. Hey, Nicola, Janet, Vanessa.